And welcome to another cast by Billy Bishop 7 De Benedictus, who is not at all affiliated with Riot Games, besides the fact that I play League, as a lot of you do. And I'm going to cast over this game of the European Challenger Series. This is the second game of Team Origens versus Team Dignitas Europe. And these guys already played a game before, so if you're not familiar with how the Challenger scene works, the European scene works is the teams will play against each other twice in 2 days, so they play every Tuesday and Wednesday. They do like a 2-game set kind of thing, divided between 2 days. So last game, Origin was able to pick up the win against Dignitas, despite Dignitas having an early lead in a good early game trade. They were able to win a fight 2v1 and pick up an early lead, but Origins pushed them back and really won the game from their deep warding and their play setup and their good rotations. They were able to pick a strong composition with Corki and Ezreal going into the mid lane for Expeke, where they poked out the other team and forced a lot of pressure, mostly in the mid lane, while they had Soas playing Maokai in one of either the side lanes, gaining a lot of experience and farm for his solo, as a solo carry in that a sense that the rest of Dignitas had to be near the mid lane at all times to defend the towers, whereas Soa's got a lot of extra experience on the side lanes. So with that in mind, Dignitas needs to adjust their strategy. They need to have either better shot calling on the fact of going in and starting team fights and catching this poke comp if Origins wants to go for that again, or we'll see how the meta has shifted like in a day for these guys, because a lot of new picks could come into play here. We'll have to see, but right now let's load into pick and bans. Before we get into pick and bans, I have to mention that Origins showed up late, so they're going to lose 1 ban. If you're wondering, they didn't just miss it. Of course, I am casting over an already casted game. Please check out the Riot casted version with the 2 men you'll see on your screen. Yeah, these 2 guys, they're great casters. I just want to try my hand at casting, so please watch them and listen to all their insight. I'm casting this live. I've never seen the VOD. We'll see how it plays out. So let's introduce the teams. On the blue side team, we have Team Origin, with Soas in the top lane, Amazing as the jungler, Expeke in mid, and Niels ADC and Mithy on support. A lot of these names are very well known. Soas, Expeke, of course, playing on Fnatic for the last several years in European region, winning it twice, I think, and then just finally losing to Elements. Amazing, of course, played for Copenhagen Wolves 2 splits ago, or yeah, 2 seasons ago, or last season, sorry, and then, 2 seasons ago, I think. And then last season playing for TSM, being a good jungler with a lot of high mechanical playing, but not a very wide champion pool. We'll have to see how that plays out. As the first ban for Origins goes across to Sunsex, and I'll talk about bans as soon as I introduce Dignitas EU. On the top lane they have Wonderwear. In the jungle they have Broken Shard. In the mid lane they have Sunsex, ADC Kobe, and support Voidal. And a lot of these players really did show up for that game. In the early parts, they had good mechanics and they played well. There was a few strange fights where Broken Shard kind of got caught going in. But just watch the last game. It was a good one. But let's go into the picks here. So right away, they banned Cassiopeia and Zed. It's a very mid-centered ban phase for Origins. They really want to shut down Sunsex. Last game, he played Xerath. He was very strong on his Xerath, hitting a lot of the clutch ultis. But they leave that up for him, so I think they... Oh, okay. Ashe. Okay, let's move over to the bans for Dignitas here. Nidalee, Morgana, and Lissandra. These are just strong picks in general, especially for the poking from Nidalee in the jungle is extremely hard to deal with as a team. And with Origins running the poke comp from last game, they show that they know how to do it. They know how to set up this split push from the side carries and like force a lot of pressure with the poking, so they want to avoid that completely. So I think that's a very good ban from them. Morgana, of course, just being a strong ADC, a strong support for her ADC, as well as being viable in the mid and top lane. And we know Soas has a wide champion pool from seeing him in the LCS, so I'm sure that Soaz has tried his hand at Morgana a few times, so you want to ban that away. Lysandre, of course, being very common. Let's look at picks. As we see Soaz picking up his jungler's pick here with Rek'Sai, she being very dominant in European region. A lot of junglers really high prioritize her over the Vi that we see in North America, which I think is kind of strange because they both have, well, they both have their pros and cons, of course. Oh wow, screen just went black. Alright, yeah. Let's go back here. We didn't get to see these last picks. This is strange. I'm going to pause it. But anyways, so yeah, we have the Rek'Sai coming in for the jungle there. She's very strong. She's just she's good with early lane dominance. Ganking is really good with her. If she can get a flash knock up and hit, like if she ganks bottom, flash knocks up on both of them, then she can either get both of their flashes or get a kill. Really strong in the early game. For the bot lane of Dignitas here, we see the Corki picked up with Annie. I'm assuming Annie is gonna go support here. She's not usually seen in competitive play in the mid lane, but this bot lane is high burst. Corki is known to have a lot of high burst potential with his Phosphorus Bomb and his ulti level 6, and his big one level 6, as well as the Gatling gun for armor shred. And Annie, of course, known for her huge engages with her flash tibbers or a flash stun. So this is a high burst bot lane that they're playing, and I think they're gonna look to fight in the 2v2 lane because I think that's a pretty dominant poke lane for them. Whereas Origens just picked up LeBlanc for Xpeke. LeBlanc is, even despite her changes to her Q, removing the silence, she is a strong burst mage with a lot of mobility, great for roaming, great for map pressure, and like, we all know Xpeke is great on his assassins, like superb mechanics on this player, so we're looking to see good things from him. Whereas in the support lane, they'll pick up Leona here. Now, I'm not sure if this is mainly for roaming, if they want to kind of get the 2v2 lane swap, so that they can avoid the bully lane that is Corki Annie, and then have Leona roam mid and help the team by getting Xpeke ahead. Like, that's, I think, the pick in the early game is. And then in the late game, they're definitely going for some sort of engage comp here. Leona, with her large AoE ulti, will be able to stun people in place for Amazing to get in there with the Rek'Sai, and Xpeke to get in there with the hopefully double W combo from LeBlanc. Tons of damage to them. Let's see what Sunsex and Kobe pick up to counter. Oh, right. Yeah, this is what happened before. So screens are going to go black, blah, 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 they talk. Let's move forward a bit. I'm going to watch them cast over the end part of this game to see what they say compared to what I say. But, okay, so now we see Niels picking up his ADC as Graves, and Soaz picking up his top laner, Malphite. They are definitely going hard for the engage here. I mean, they almost have a team with 0 backline. Graves is the most frontline ADC you can get, I think. And they just want to go all out. Huge, impactful. I'm assuming they're going to start it with the Leona ulti into the Soaz unstoppable force with Rek'Sai coming on the backside and Xpeke just trying to pick off the backline. It's going to be fun to watch them go hard. But we have a great pick for counter engage, which is Sejuani. Sejuani has been recently started to play a lot for junglers all over the world, actually. I don't think I've seen her in Korea that much. They still really like the early game pressure from the Korean junglers. But in North America and Europe, we're seeing a lot of this Sejuani pick. First popularized by Diamond Prox, then picked up recently by almost everyone else. Meteos just played her in a game in the North American LCS. She is very strong for not only engage but disengage. If a whole team is piling in on you like this team is going to from Origens, her ultimate is a godsend. And especially with the help of Annie for a coupled stun, if they can chain the CC and stack the damage. That's what I like to say, is chain your CC, stack your damage. And by stacking, I mean using all at the same time, like right on top of each other. But chaining the CC, like if they have a hard engage from Origens, first they use the Annie Tibbers maybe, and then she blows all her damage. Then Sejuani piles in, and right as the stun is coming off of the Origens team, she lands her Sejuani ulti on top. That'll be great AoE. Stun lock from them. Corki and Ari, who was just picked up in the last one there, the last pick there, can do tons of damage to the whole team depending on how they grouped. But For the most part, I'm thinking Dignitas wants to avoid team fighting. We've seen Origin play. They have great synergy in most of their lanes. The bot lane really surprised me for having played on such a short notice. I think they've only been playing for the last few weeks in this Challenger Series, and they've probably been doing for a month, 2 months, maybe 3 months. But, I mean, they have great synergy in the bot lane, and the team is looking really well-rounded. So I think that Dignitas needs to avoid team fighting and hope that Wonderwear can get ahead in the early game and force a lot of pressure with her split push Aurelia. Aurelia, as we know, one of the best duelists, I think, at the moment in the top lane. Very strong, once ahead, even by a little bit. Her E doing tons of stun duration. I think it's 2.5 at max rank if the opponent has less percentage of health than you. So I think what Broken Chart is going to want to do is get Wonderwear ahead. They're opting for the 1v1 lane, which I think, again, is stronger for Dignitas. Malphite is not really a lane bully, and Corki with Annie is such a dominant lane, in my opinion, especially with the shorter range of Graves. Annie can poke Graves out with auto attacks. So hopefully the Kobe and Voidal bot lane here can really push this advantage that they should be winning this lane. Meanwhile, we have to look at the jungle routes, though. Looks like the Amazing is going to start on the top side of the jungle. He's going to have more pressure over the map early. Despite this winning bot lane and hopefully winning top lane, and I think mid lane will be quite even, as both of them have decent mobility here. I think Rek'Sai is really going to command the pace of this game in the early parts. If he can either counter jungle and force pressure off his lanes so that they can just be safe from ganks and play safe and not lose too terribly and move into the late game and mid game team fighting phase where they have more of the advantage, then they'll be fine. Also, if Amazing can turn some good ganks in the mid game, or in the early game, where he can convert these sort of losing lanes into winning lanes, then they're going to be even better. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we see a good trade from Mithy, just abusing the Fog of War. Voidal stepping too far forward without warding that bush. It's an interesting maneuver from him. But now he's going to start poking. Oh, see, this is what I mean from the synergy from the bot lane. Mithy moves up, Niels move up. They both look at the same target. This is what you need to do as a bot lane. Great work from them so far. Yep, see, like, supporting the one side. They are getting poked out quite a bit, though, as I said. The level 6 is going to be huge in this game, especially. We know Sejuani's ulti is a big one. Probably one of the best engaging ultimates in the game. Maybe Malphite is up there, too, and they're both being played in this game. So we'll have to see. I mean, besides, like, Skarner or something like that, that's not really played. Those two ultimates are huge for engage. And if Sejuani can have a clean early game where she's not too far behind, she can really turn dragon fights in her team's way. And her team's, to fight these. But so far, just poking in the bot lane. Focus mostly on this bot lane right now. Amazing is probably going to pick up the Scuttle Crab here just to give himself some more health and map awareness around the map. See what's going on. He wants to find Sejuani. They did start opposite sides. Oh, never mind. Mithy is going to go, and she gets stunned right away. Never mind. Stun popped right on top of Voidal. Ignite is ticking. First blood drawn, even though Annie burned the flash, she's still picked off by the last auto attack. Great work by them. Corki essentially doing nothing in that fight. He was standing too far back, and even Amazing was there to zone him at the end. Ooh, Expeke goes in. He does land the E. She will be snared for a few seconds, but nothing much comes of that. So that's, again, amazing synergy. They both know when again. Oh, and they're going in again. A level advantage. Huge damage from Niels' burst. Corki will have to Valkyrie out of there. And they zone him out of tons of CS. This Kobe Voidal bot lane needs work, I think. Voidal, like, just too far forward in that last engage. No reason to be that far up. I mean, if you're going to poke as your support, you need the support of your ADC to lay down counter damage. Otherwise, like we saw that first blood, just a misplay. You shouldn't be dying at this high of a level to just a 2v2. Oh wow, good charm from Sunsex, but Expected will return some damage back. He has to pop a pot. And with that lane, they should have been winning. They're now losing. This gives Amazing free roam to not only enter the enemy jungle, but focus more pressure top lane. And with Aurelia being a better laner, I think, than Malphite, already pushing him out, down 10 CS, Soaz is having trouble in this lane. this lets Amazing roam more top and help him out a lot more, I think. And now see, Amazing is moving into the enemy jungle like I said he should. They're looking to find Sejuani. She's in the mid lane. She knows that they're there. Broken Shard peeking around the edge will just ward and walk away. And this is exactly what Origin did last game. They got deep vision in the early parts of the game. They controlled the map. They knew where the enemy jungler was at most of the points in the game, and they pressed their aggression with the use of warding. Great job from them already. Even a tunnel in the enemy jungle. Sejuani's posturing around mid, but she should be seen by a ward. She's standing on the topper edge of the mid lane bush. Oh, Amazing does try to go for a gank, but is stunned up right away. This will bring more pressure to the bot lane. He's still down there. She sees the ward. Expect will back off. This is wasted time for Sejuani, unfortunately. She's going to stay here, actually. Even though Expect is playing around the right side of the lane, he should be fine to just W away if Sejuani does try to go in on her. But, yeah. Again, more wasted time. Sejuani should still be ahead, though, because if you look at Amazing on the map here, he's still posturing around bot lane. He just wants to continue to provide pressure. He wants to get Graves farther ahead than 10 CS and 1 kill. Yep, and here he is again. Oh, Leona Mithy will miss, but he goes in anyways. The Valkyrie used. They're going to go for Voidal. Already burned his flash. He flashes, knocks him up, is able to pick up the kill with an E and another Q. And there's another kill going over the bot lane and the jungle of Origens. Good work from them. The continued camp working well. Knowing Annie's flash was down, knowing she had no escape, they flashed on top of her, knocked her up with the use of Rek'Sai, and showing her early game strength there. Good work from Amazing. So far, Wonderwear has been playing this lane well. He's letting it push towards him. He's not getting himself ganked, but he's also going to be ahead in farm. Never mind, they go for a gank bot lane. Heal used. Nothing going to come from that. It looks like Corki is just going to Valkyrie and heal flash out of there. He is not having any of that. He did heal in the last engage, so they knew they could dive him without that added HP effect, but he burns his flash in that one to stay safe. This is just rough for Dignitas. They picked a winning lane. They thought they could outtrade the enemy here, and not going so well. Maybe it's not a winning lane, I'm not sure. Maybe the Graves is just too much. Never mind, they're going to head straight first into the Annie. She's caught up again. Good stun from Mithy. Meanwhile, Broken Shard's going to get caught. He flashes right face first into the wall, face planting, and earning himself a nice kill over to Rek'Sai. This is the jungle pressure that they showed in the last game, and they're going to do it all over again. Continuous to ward deep, continue to counter gank, or counter jungle. Expect A steals that blue over from Sunsex, even though he tried to pick it up with a Q. And they might go for Dragon here. I don't see why not. Amazing moving into the pit. Yep, he will start it off. He does have support from his bot lane, but he can probably solo this. He'll be fine. Mithy coming over to help out. So with all that action, really what we're seeing is the deep wards from Origin pay off. The camp bot lane paying off. They burn the summoners in the bot lane just from outplaying them, and they punish them for it. Dignitas needs to step up their individual play. I think at that point, Voidal just kind of letting his team down by getting caught and giving out first blood, and then the first blood snowballs into this huge advantage. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Expeke sees the gank, W's, uses the RW, gets out, and for that, Sunsex wastes his ultimate. So, good trade, I guess. More advantage over to Origins, continuing to force pressure around the map. I really would have liked to have seen Sejuani come bottom. I guess she realized that she can't win a 3v3 skirmish. She just wants to avoid it completely. So, Expect it going in on Sunsex. Will miss the E and get charmed. A ton of damage over to Sunsex, but Mithy is here. He's going to start roaming. Misses the E on top of that. Broken Shard's going to come in the backside and complete the disengage. Whoa, there's a Rek'Sai. Zooming across the map. He just wants to invade again. This is great work by him. He's getting tunnels that they can't even clear. Mithy is constantly here, constantly stopping the Sejuani from even entering the jungle to remove the tunnels. Do they want to dive here? She is poking him out with the void spikes. No, they will stop. Broken Shard is on the backside again. Could stun them on the tower. They don't want to die, but they do want to continue with the pressure. Soaz is going to go in here. He's got some of his CS lead back, or CS back, but Wonderwear is still ahead of him. And he wants to fight. He does have he's does got some armor already with the thorn mail, or sorry, the cloth mail. Cloth vest, whatever it's called. Oh, Mithy's moving into Kobe here. Mithy's going to just walk up to him, stun. Moby Boots already used. Ultimate burned on top of him. He's going to be locked up for so long. Niels comes in, picks up the kill. Doesn't even have to use the collateral damage for Graves. Wonderwear moving into pressure Soaz. So another good engage by Mithy here. As Broken Shard roams top, Soaz has to burn his ultimate to get away from that. So now Wonderwear is less pressured in this lane because of that small gank, but nothing much more than pressure comes out of that. Meanwhile, Mithy, pushing pressure of his own, forces a flash from Voidal. They knew Amazing was there, and if they got the pick on her, she was dead for sure. But they look like they want to go for her again. The tower's going to drop in the bot lane. Man, this bot lane completely shut down. No pressure from the mid lane or jungle helping the Dignitas bot lane, and they will suffer from it. Neil's getting so far ahead. 30 CS and 2 kills and 2 assists. Corki is just trying to get gold from any source possible. With this huge advantage, I mean, already a dragon over to Origens. They are looking dominant in every game of the European LCS, or the European challenger scene. Looking to gain access into the LCS. That's what I meant to say, totally. Good save. Okay. It looks like Voidal realizes that bot lane is lost. He's going to roam mid. They're trying to get... they're going to walk right into a pink ward. Forces Amazing to flash, actually. He didn't have support enough. But Expeke goes in, gets charmed. The Bola will only slow there, I think. And they lock up Broken Shard. They pick him off with the help of Niels, who had rotated from bottom to towards mid. And it looks like Amazing wants to solo Voidal. He is going to have the help of Expeke to pick off Voidal there. Meanwhile, the top laner, Soaz, had burned his TP but cancelled it. And is just going to move into the mid lane. So good work from Origens there. Getting a pick off of a burnt flash from Amazing. That was kind of funny. And then the rest of the team piling in. And Broken Shard essentially missing his ultimate. He hit sort of the clone of LeBlanc, and Expeke was able to just walk away and miss the approaching bot lane. If he had seen a little further up the lane, he may have been able to lock down Niels and Voidal, who were a little bit clumped there, and stop the engage and stopped him from getting picked off, I think. So right now, the bot lane of Origin has realized they've won, and they're going to rotate up top to help take down this turret while they send Soaz down to the bot lane to just get free farm against Corki. Good rotation from them. A lot of teams will do this kind of maneuver when they know they're in a really bad losing scenario, and they'll send their bot lane up to help. Or they've already won, and they're going to rotate the lanes basically in the middle of the game to get them another tower, create more pressure around the map. This next part of the game is mostly going to be, I think, Mithy's going to move into the enemy jungle, start warding, as well as Amazing. They've done this last game. This is how they win. They always have vision on the enemy jungler. And Dignitas knows this, but they're falling under the same trap that they had happen to them last game. And again, Soaz continuing to farm solo. They group up as 4 here. Really? 28% of people want Dignitas EU to win? I would have expected that to be farther in the other way. Oh, Sunsex is going to catch Expeke, but Expeke is just going to be able to hop over the wall and get away from that. Sunsex burns his ultimate, as well as Mithy burning his, to just try to stun them and get the kill, but no further engage from that one. Voidal pushing here. This bot lane is just the tower-taking team. They want to force this down, and Niels is going to get caught on top of the Sejuani and the Tibbers. Aurelia is there to pick up that one, and they finally get the shutdown on him. Much-needed gold going over to Wonderwear. Good observation from the Dignitas EU team that the rest of Origens had backed off that tower, and it was, wow, Wonderwear with the solo kill. Voidal not expecting that amount of burst coming out of her. She already has a completed Trinity Force with that power spike. She picks up another kill, essentially giving her team the dragon. But Soaz and Expeke are going to contest. They walk down the river here. They want to... Oh, good charm from Sunsex. Good stun from Voidal. Expeke goes in. Huge burst onto Voidal. He's going to go down. Flash ultimate from Soaz. He knocks up 3. He's going to zone them all out. Meanwhile, Amazing piles in the backline. But it looks like Sunsex picks up the kill on Expeke. Wonderwear is so low. Double kill over to Soaz. Good work by him. Amazing is going to get caught. He knocks up 1. Niels is back from his death. He's going to pick up a kill there. This fight is a little extended. Oh, Niels continues to fight. He wants Sunsex's blood. Good charm from him. He gets 1 tower shot, 2 tower shot, but the collateral damage with the Q burst is huge. Great work from Niels. Picking up that kill at the end of the fight. Good collapse from Team Origin. And they looked like they had lost 2 members, lost a dragon, but they wanted to fight. And that huge team fighting comp that we talked about earlier, really working out for them. They pick off Voidal at the beginning of the fight. He can no longer stun people throughout. He was weak anyways. Expeke did get picked off by Sunsex during that because he got charmed earlier. But, oh, we're going to have a replay. Fun. So we see Voidal get picked up at the start of the flash. Broken Shard burned his flash for basically nothing. Soaz goes in and hits 2, my bad, and picks up that kill immediately. Wonderwear is zoned by 3. They all disengage. Good team fighting. They all disengage and go for the 1 target. They try to stay together. They pick off that kill. Unfortunately, I think they went for the wrong target because they left the 2 carries in the backline to burst down Soaz after they killed Wonderwear. And then Niels just showing why he got picked up for Team Origin. Even though he gets charmed, takes 1, Q, ulti, deleted. Good work by him. So, even though Dignitas did lose that fight, they were able to pick up some kills. Before they were shut out and only had kills on Wonderwear. Now they have some gold. Oh, never mind. Mithy pops the ultimate, wants to go in. Broken Shard goes in headlong first. Soaz is in the backline. Broken Shard, good 3-man ultimate from him, but he's still going to get picked up by Amazing. They are just so far ahead at this point. Expeke on the side finds Voidal, kills him yet again. That Annie has been picked on all game. 6 deaths already. I'm not sure why Broken Shard wanted to continue that engage. He queued forward. Oh, Soaz goes in. They want to dive. Big knock-up from him. And Expeke is on the backline to pick up that first kill. Good ultimate from Niels. They grab another one. Even though Aurelia is able to pick up Soaz from hard engaging like that. Good work by Wonderwear to salvage a kill from that looked like devastating fight. And they will limp towards top lane. With the wave already pushing, they might be able to secure this tower. Through all the good fighting and all the good engages from Origins, they always have good wave management, as you'll notice. Expeke was near the top side of the map before that last engage, pushing out top lane, making it possible for them to fight, and then when they win the fight, turn it into an objective. Take a tower from the pushed waves. So all this aggression is timed. They know how to play the map out so well. This is why I enjoy casting this team, is because I think other teams can learn from them. Even though they are only in the challenger scene, they're not pros. They have pros who have been to Worlds on this team. This is the team to learn from if you're playing in the challenger scene against them. Learn how they manage waves. Learn how they force aggression when they have the pushed waves. Learn how they deep ward. Try to implement their strategies in your games, maybe if it fits your play style, because they are continuously aggressive. They always force pressure, and it always works out for them. Oh, Expeke is going to go in here. Huge damage onto Broken Shard with just a QR combo. Even missed the chain and still brought him down to half HP. Looking at his items, he has nothing but a Sightstone and the finished Juggernaut enchantment, which is really bad because he needs MR soon. And with Niels being so far ahead, he needs armor and MR to even be a real factor in this game. Amazing going for the same build he went for before, picking up the Hex Drinker. He wants damage along with resistance, and that's the item that'll give it to you. With Kobe dealing magic damage, Sejuani dealing magic damage, Ari doing a lot of damage, obviously all magic. That's a good pickup for him as well. Soaz, meanwhile, going all armor, just wants to deal with this Aurelia split push, and so far he's been doing a good job of that. Aurelia forced to be around the team. And I said the way that Dignitas was going to win was through Aurelia's split pushing, not through team fighting. But she's not doing it. She's not in the side lanes. and this is really costing them. Wonderware is a strong player on this Aurelia. I think he's really been showing up this game. For everyone on Dignitas's team, he's probably been playing the best, but he's not being used to his full potential, constantly being grouped with the team, not getting CS, not getting experience. They move Kobe up to the top lane to push this wave out. Oh, Expected goes in another large burst of damage, just the QE combo. Or sorry, the QR combo. And looks like they're going to move top lane. Soaz was prematurely pushing out that wave. They saw Kobe roam top, so they all roam bottom. Great rotation from them. They're just going to pressure here. Wonderware and trying to clear the wave with the little wave clear that she has with just her Qs. Expected is going to go in for another large burst of damage on Voidal. Poor Annie this game. No breaks. They will sweep out all the vision again, getting deep wards. Broken Shard goes in, completely whiffs the ultimate, only hitting a slow. Big knock up from Soaz. They're going to go hard. A 4-man stun ultimate, huge damage from Niels from his collateral damage, and the burst showing up big. Why did they force that fight? Broken Shard baiting his team into a 2-for-1. But never mind, they pick up a kill on the backside. Soaz a tiny bit out of position. But Expecte's here. They clean up the tower, and they go for Kobe. He's going to have to move away, using his flash in the process. That looked like a devastating fight, but only it was a 2-for-2. But Team Origin able to have a way higher health bars, pick up 2 towers on return. And Amazing goes in onto Wonderware. Wonderware is trying to 3v1 here. I don't think this is the right fight. Niels goes in. He picks that one up. Now the team's just disengaged. Great work from Origens. So much pressure. I wonder how that team fight would have gone if Broken Shard hit a 5-man ulti. I mean, they were all in such a small area. Broken Shard, what happened? What happened? Amazing wants to go in here. Expected on the side. He gets a 2-man knockup. Will be stunned right away, though. Good burst from Corki. He is healed, but not enough. Expected goes in. Huge burst. Picks him off before he's able to kill Amazing. And Broken Shard kill on the backside. Double kill for Expected. It was all a bait. It's a trap. Mithy stuns him. He tries to go back in for a kill, but completely bursted by Niels. They pick up this next dragon. Amazing playing the deadliest game there, I think. Trying to bring the other team in with the bait, and it worked perfectly. I mean, you kind of have to expect something's fishy when you see Amazing E forward, get a 2-man knockup, and then get taken so low, but it was so tantalizing. They wanted it so bad, and they paid for it. Not even picking off Amazing in the end. Let's watch this one again. So Expecte's on the side. You see Niels down the bot side of the map. He goes in, gets a 2-man knockup. Broken Shard doesn't want to focus him. He doesn't want to stay grouped. Gets the shield from Ilona, just saving him. Huge damage. Gets him mid. Valkyrie, what a great play. On the backside, they pick up that one with the help of Mithy. Niels taken so low, but an auto attack picks up Voidal. Stun locked. Mithy's been hitting these all game long. Sunsix has no choice but to try to get the kill. And meanwhile, while that was happening, they pushed down mid. Origens so dominating. They want to fight. 2-man stun under tower. Looks like they will pick up the tower and try to get away from this one. Small disengage, but Amazing is still going hard. He picks up the kill on Broken Shard. Broken Shard is so weak in these fights. Even though they had them locked under the tower, it was just too much gold advantage showing through here in that fight, where they just burned down the tower, and then they were able to focus down Broken Shard and leave before the rest of the team came in. And Broken Shard picked up these movement speed boots. I don't think that was really the best choice. He should have gone for armor boots, having already had tenacity. Because Niels goes in, but immediately gets his... Wow, that was a great reaction on the Quicksilver Sash. Immediately stopping the burst from Annie and the stun. Well, not the burst. The damage still goes through, but the stun was immediately cleansed. Great work. Great reactionary skills. This guy has not disappointed. Looks like they're posturing a fight. Mithy's going to move in. Stun up Broken Shard. Broken Shard cues away. Voidal gets taken solo. Goes in by Mithy. Another kill over to Expecte. Amazing goes in. 2-man knockup. He's going to get stunned and slowly bursted, but the rest of the team is here. Expecte picks up another kill with another W. Soaz is just going to tank the front line and the turret. Another great fight from Origens. You know it's a good one when they get several kills and walk away with low HP, all blinking red on the side of your screen here, but they are able to rotate over to mid with the wave already pushing, and they grab that second turret and second inhibitor. This game looks like it's completely lost for Dignitas. Tough one for them. It seems like they can't do anything. I mean, in both games they were pushed deep into their jungle, wards always being placed on their, like, in their jungle, even tunnels from Amazing, abusing Rek'Sai's ulti, forcing Broken Shard out of his jungle early. Never got a decent gank the whole game, I don't think. Not one impactful gank the whole game. So rough for this team. They have yet to get that mid tower either, so any pressure that they want to put on the map after a team fight like that, they can't because of the mid tower still being up. They can't rotate and ward deep. This is looking like it's already over, folks. Even this Corki is so far behind. 7-1 Graves already has a static shiv, an infinity edge, and a quicksilver sash, as we recently saw. So the Corki only completing his Trinity Force will not be enough. And it looks like they may posture around Baron here, clearing out wards. Expeke is not going to see this other ward, though. Sneak cheeky ward here. It's a good word to put for anyone who's a support main. If you know your pink's going to get cleared out, you can put another normal ward on top. The enemy doesn't usually sweep it if they see the pink. Things to think about. Because now they do have vision of where Mithy is. And Mithy's going to move in here. They know he's there. Oh, they ward it first, though. Expeke's going to go in. Good stun. Locks up Voidal. They will clean him up right away. 3-man ulti, though, and it's a 3v4, though. Corki's on the bot side clearing minions, and Niels is here to do the damage. He picks up that kill. Soaz uses his ultimate on Sunsec. Sunsec is going to get bursted with the help of an Ignite, and Amazing cleaning that one up. They slow wonder where will he get... He's going to drop a ward. Amazing sweeps it. Hey, we own this side of the map, he says, and they've been doing it both games, and they will most likely push in here for the win. Origin continues to show their dominance. Wonderware's going to TP back to that tower to save it. Come on, buddy, you can do it. We have faith. No, the Nexus is under fire now, and Corki picks up the revenge kill on Expeke. But overall, a very clean game from Origins. Let's go back and look. Oh, sorry about this. Just want to look at the scoreline here. Yeah. So at the end of the game, they were, wow, almost 20k up, or like 15, 16. Ridiculous amount of gold up. They had so much more experience, just levels on top of levels over these guys, showing why Origin likely going to be the next team into the LCS when the split comes around. Probably going to replace MYM. MYM's been having troubles in the LCS. And I think they'll bring a lot of fans with them. This team already looking fun, looking good. Good synergy. Warding is so key for this team, and wave management for them these two games that I've casted has been superb. So overall, good work from them. What Dignitas can improve on, I hate to say individual play, but Voidal just got caught too many times in the early game. As a team-wise, maybe they need to have their jungler help the starving lanes, because that bot lane was left out to dry, and it was brutal. They needed to what I think Broken Shard's train of thought was, if I get the mid laner ahead, you saw him spend a lot of time in mid lane, if I get the mid laner ahead, the mid laner can roam bottom, and we can win 4v3s or something along those lines, but it didn't work out. I think he needed to force a teleport play. Aurelia had a lot of ground over Soaz. I'm not sure if there was a point in time where Soaz had his TP down. Kind of going back and see if oh, sorry, this is too far back. If Soaz had used his TP, this is level 1. when Wonderware hadn't. Because if not, great work by Soaz. In a losing lane, he's able to survive, not use his TP. Wow. Neither top laning. Okay, so they both use their TP, and that's the situation. Soaz playing this game so well. All lanes played great, and the jungle amazing showing up. I mean, what I was trying to say there is, if at one point Soaz had used his TP to defend the lane, and Wonderware hadn't, then they would have, hopefully Broken Chair would have gone bottom, started a fight, had the TP on top from Wonderware, picked up some gold, and tried to come back in the game. But because Soaz only matched teleport for teleport, never using it to come back and sustain and farm up, as Wonderware was trying to force him out of lane, then Soaz could counter teleport, and they were probably going to lose that because their bot lane was already behind. So, with all that being said, I'm going to end the cast there. This was again Peter, Billy Bishop 7, DeBenedictus, not part of Riot Games, just casting for fun really, and trying to keep up with Origens and dissecting their play. I like dissecting the play of these top teams, see why they're winning. So give me any tips for casting next time that you'd like to see me improve on, or just share this around. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and